The 2021 Homowo Festival is grand and colorful. The occasion is characterized by pomp and pageantry amidst firing of musketry. At the heart of the Harvest Festival is the King of Accra, Gamancheni Takiteiku Tru II, who leads his people to sprinkle the traditional food, popoi, at principal locations as custom demands.
Name menek bine mi ha gantete ketete fe umanye ke afidron agbo fe agbo ye sanfle nigbele ona menek bine indomo gan maja mancheme ke lumo ikonko na ke ngbele gana wagan je ma wajin ke sisai aye abo awo ni wo afiyeli ne efe shadiakpa efe jomo kedromo efe gano ya efe gan ekome fe mo efe gan twin jole bemli ni wo gan botrile heba flo ni ewu 40 mo fe mo mbote mlin shi inye hemo ke yeli akeshi wo buina cha ye wo hefe achimo ni wa shwe dancing wo peti wo pata wo shan efe gan hianyam efe gan fe ekome ni efe gan fe noya mawu wo afloba o shwe no na no
At the Sempe divisional area, excited natives hailed the manche and acting president of the Traditional Council, Ni Adotu Tinto II, seen here in a palanquin.
Ima, mina ko manchem.
Imanche ninja sempe, acha mi adole.
Ni is returning to his palace in British Accra after taking his turn to sprinkle the traditional food quickly. At the palace, he invited me to dine with his kinsmen.
She ni HME. Ni yo ni kenken ni aba wo kan mi e wo e ha won ke privilege ne ni bo 51 double share.
Afinele surunku ya ka afin wo yinele wo yafi ansi afinele solo wo ni sempe won shi kono
Mina ke pele ngona aja ko na abufin na
pele mo ni ho taga akele jem hamanse gaba pele ne ho solo.
The Sempe Manche, through a spokesperson, is launching an education fund to support needy but brilliant and promising Gadangbe students to acquire employable skills and contribute meaningfully to the socio-economic development of Accra and Ghana at large.
What legacy are we leaving for the unborn generation? mini washio waha wabi ke wanabi ni baye wase ni sempeke etashi edwen wa ne nake mene a chele ni sempe shi wo ebe ne to ni wose ke ebe anye aton no kopoten ne fake ha sempe bi ke manfem ewo afine eke oti edwa efo ehie eke kejanmene eba set up ni adoto tinto scholarship ni akeba wa sempe ma bi eke me ni tawa me ya school ke ashe university ni tafla che ame follow enye wa me le ni sempe eba kokefo eno ne wa me ke she university in the next 10 to 15 years wabana doctor foi professors lawyers nurses teachers ni jesempe na meba wawo kesempe ani chumo.
I am now at the palace of the Abola Divisional Chief Atufoche near Henenun III. Natives of the area have settled for an evening party with goodies being shared amongst them. In an interview, the Abola Manche reveals a new resolve of Ga chiefs to have the name of Greater Accra region changed to Gadangbe region to reflect the identity of the indigenes.
My plans for the year for the Abola people and the Gadangbe are so we need to have peace, unite, and make sure that kids within our neighborhood are trained and trained well to be able to speak our Gan language. That's one thing we want to do. We had a project about changing Gan region, Greater Accra region to Gadangbe region.
Oh, it's a project you are going to embark on.
What I'm trying to do.
To change Greater Accra to Gadangbe region. Why this move?
Because you could see the Greater Accra region was set for a purpose. So if that purpose is not achieved, why don't we go to our root, which we are Gans and Dangbe united, that we can move Ghana and Dangbe forward, so that we can develop Ghana and develop Ghana and Dangbe as well, including my Abola.
This call is meanwhile backed by the kingmaker of Osu, Osiahini Nino Teadumwa IV.
We are pleading with the government. Today, the whole Greater Accra is crying, or the Ghana and Dangbe state is crying that let the Greater Accra region, the name Greater Accra, be taken out. This is not cool. But today, we all know, I don't want to mention the regions, but when you are mentioning other regions, you mention them by their names, their culture, and what they are known with. Today, we are also asking the local government, we are asking the president, we are asking the parliament to see to it and fast track and give us a new name that, in fact, it has been there before. This name has been there from time, but we are asking that you turn the Greater Accra region rather to the Ghana and Dangbe region. Like when you are going to some of the other regions, like I said, I don't want to mention names, but some of the other regions, you mention their regions with their name. Today, we're asking and giving your indulgence that you give us the name Ghana and Dangbe region. This is what we are asking for, and we're hoping that that is our identification. And when that is given to us, we will be known and will be recognized, and our culture and tradition will also be factored, and people will be asking questions about the name. And this is how explanations and other thoughts will give us that recognition as Ghana and Dangbe people.
During this festive period, the Gamanche receives several guests, some to pay homage, others to explore project partnership opportunities, amongst others. At the Paramount 2 House in Accra Central, Gamashi, members of the diplomatic corps have arrived to meet the monarch.
The influence that we receive now, we are very happy and very honored to be in a moment where we can really see that the Ga people is thriving, and Mexico, as a nation proud of the indigenous heritage, would like to share also their experiences. We are very honored, and please convey our gratitude and the greetings from the people of Mexico.
The Gamanche asked support from the international community to secure the Ga language, which is currently thought to be on decline, land and other vital resources of the Ga state.
There are certain things that happens when a monarch or chieftain happens to be in a capital city. Everybody from the outskirts would like to come, and it becomes an invasion of its culture. So right now you have our culture as the Ga people very diluted, and for some of us it's a great disturbance. It's something that we are looking to correct, because we have to change this narrative. The Ga language is suddenly almost disappearing, and we need partners to be able to maintain this heritage, our culture, our tradition, our rhythm, our dance. We need security to be able to keep all these traditions in place. I'm sure if you might have been on Facebook or any of the social media platforms, you saw our Homowo Festival. We're trying to bring the peace as well as keep the tradition and culture of the Ga people. We brought in Dr. Lak, who is from Israel, because we are trying through the Naiwe family and other families in the Ga state to trace our origin from Israel and right to where we are now, first at Ayawaso and then where we are presently. And all this makes a synergy of very important executive things that would form policy and decisions for our future. We are very grateful that you have come.
Also arriving now are Mother Fletcher and Hugh's uncle Red Van Ellis, sibling survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre in the United States of America, and their grandchildren. A brief but grand ceremony was organized in their honor and officially giving Ga names Ni Tete and Na Yaotele.
The name of the male born shall be Ni Tete. And that of Madam Fletcher will be Na Yatele.
When we say we're African Americans, but someone who is a continental diasporan, who maybe family went to London, they will say they're a Ghanaian or a Nigerian. Do you understand? Even in America, they attach America because they were born there. They'll say they're a Nigerian American, they're a Ghanaian American, they're an Ivorian, they're South African American. We, from the historical side of the slave trade, we say Africa. Well, Africa's 55 countries. And so where? So now these two individuals and their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren have a place now. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. I hope no one misunderstands to get a Ga name, because now you're connected to a Ga family and a Ga heritage and a Ga land. Well, that's different than me saying I'm just an African American. Well, where? We're from. So this was very significant. We are so honored. We're thankful to Judge Julia, who's our longtime friend, again of Ambassador Bennett, and she asked to help out, and this is the result of that. We're so grateful to His Majesty for allowing us to be in his presence and to allow the priest to give them a name, and also to give us, to surround us with hyssop, which everyone who knows the Bible knows is one of God's favorite herbs. In fact, Mother thought, is this edible? And I said, well, it is, but not this one.
Interesting. Away from the traditional activities, I have come to the Besheba congregation of the Presbyterian Church at La Balishin in East Legon to participate as a guest speaker in a rather unusual service being purposefully held to celebrate the rich cultural heritage of the Ga people. Some Christians have for years shunned cultural rites, tagging them as fetish, and discouraged their members from participating. Leadership of the Presbyterian Church, though, has a different perspective. The youth of the church are clad in rich and colorful Ghanaian outfits with beautiful local hairstyles. From traditional drumming, dancing, drama, poetry, amongst others, they prayed and worshipped God whilst learning much about their cultural heritage and the need to uphold them.
So you can see my outfits, the beads and the color blend. Don't I look beautiful?
We want them to appreciate our culture. You know where you are coming from, who you are, knowing who you are. And so today it's our Thanksgiving service. And so we recite poems, culture, dance, drama, and everything to grace the occasion, just to thank the Lord how far He has brought us.
We are doing this to remind ourselves of who we are as Gans. We are celebrating our festival. Homowo is being celebrated and we are getting to the climax. As Christians, we are first of all from families. The families are from the town, or we are natives. So we need to remember our past. The culture aspect, which is more educative, that we need to know. That is what we are doing. People have the perception of fetish attached to this. So most of the time, the Christians don't associate themselves to this activity or event. And for that matter, a lot of people shun away from it. But we want to tell everybody, as Christians, that we are from our tradition. So we need to be part of our celebration. That which is not fetish, that which is more of a cultural value that will make us accustomed or to acquaint ourselves with what or our background. So we are doing this to remember what our forefathers brought us and taught us into.
All the congregants left fulfilled.
Today has been a very nice day. As a youth, I'm very happy to indulge myself in today's activities because it was very, very, very amazing. I would encourage other people who think or assume that tradition means worshipping other deities or something, which is not so. Rather, it's a way to commemorate the past, just like our forefathers did. Personally, I recited a poem and I sang with a cultural group with the name Umanye.
Today has been a very great day, a day to remember. Yes, we are celebrating our traditional week, and today is our traditional Sunday here in Besheba Presby. and the excitement is all over the place. We are all happy to be part of this program.
It was a very grand occasion, and I'm very, very elated to be part of today's program. Personally, I was part of the cultural troupe. I was part of the drummers. I enjoyed drumming a lot, and so I thought that I could not miss this opportunity to be part of the traditional week celebration. And luckily enough, this year I had a lot of my friends who hitherto were not too enthused about the traditional week celebration join us and actually participate in the dancing and the drumming as well.
Back in Accra Central, I am witnessing a press conference by organizers of Chaliwati, a contemporary street art festival which holds annually at the end of the Homowo Festival calendar and has gained global attention for its unique display of rich Ghanaian arts. Niman Chayukwe, the festival director, and 2 other colleagues were arrested, disrupting this year's edition, reportedly over safety concerns. When we settled for a conversation, Manchayukwe outrightly rejected the reasons given for the arrest.
I will not be able to say for sure. What I can say is that we were having a virtual exhibition, as had been so forcefully advertised by the AMA without our consent. At the time that the AMA put out the press statement, we were in conversations with stakeholders. We hadn't concluded anything. We were in the middle of a conversation with a rather huge multinational company that was bringing an exhibition to the festival. You know, something that would have profited not just the community and the city of Accra, but the whole country, you know. And they saw the announcement on the internet without us even mentioning it to them. So here we are in a conversation with professionals who are running this multi-billion-dollar organization. And it's as if we didn't even have the decency to tell them that this was happening, and they heard it from a third party. You know, that makes us look bad as an organization. So for the AMA to so whimsically issue a directive in the name of the festival that we hadn't consented to, you know, and then attempting to hijack the voice of the festival, and then taking advantage of their connections in the press to then put word everywhere, basically telling the whole world forcefully that Chaliwati is going to be virtual. At the time when we hadn't even exhausted our channels of consultation, which is what we indicated to the AMA. So then it baffles us that the AMA is seemingly participating in a false accusation campaign. That's what it looks like now. Because we did not break the law, we did not have any outdoor activity, we did not break any COVID protocols. We were arrested inside Oshafort. There's no other way to look at it. I mean, the AMA has very visibly and very forcefully falsely accused us of breaking the law, which has then necessitated the police to react in a certain way. You know, but we have worked with the police for 10 years now. And we've never had any issues with the police. We have built relationships there, and they know us. They know that we are law-abiding citizens. They know that we are not troublemakers. So if there is some intelligence that suggests that we as producers of the festival are committing a crime, you know, something which is clearly out of character from our past engagements with them, I believe that they should have taken their time, because they know us.
Overall, my Homowo experience has been rich and one to always remember. I look forward to yet another occasion next year. Let's make a date for Community Watch on Metro TV. This is Ata Togbo Asum Kanswa, Niobodai Atopra Atunam Togbo Ashon Kwalsonu reporting.
Yeah,